Hey everybody out there in the land of YouTube, Annette Dion here. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. This is a video that I'm recording on Friday night on the late side. It's 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. A witch's life is very busy in the month of October, and Salem anyway. So, I know there's too much to go over to just let the day go by without doing a Psychic News Network vid. So I hope you had a great day. And don't forget that our Halloween party, psychic party, astrologer party is Tuesday, October 21st. It's just a few short days away. To get your tickets, it's a Zoom party. Go to empowermentunlimited.net. That is Kathy Beal's website. And the tickets are available there, so check that out. I've got my fake beer. And we're good to go. First I want to play you something from MAGA Mike that you may have heard, but it's worth playing again. But I want to preface this by saying they know that they're caught. They're grasping at straws. They have no effing idea what they're going to do with the fact that there are hundreds of millions more of us than there are of them. And even their most fervent supporters, MAGA's most fervent participants and cult members, are pissed as hell. Orange Ussolini fears big crowds of the populace rebelling against him. Believe me, he fears that. This is a man absolutely obsessed with crowds. Now, not to give us a false sense of security, but I believe that the angels are on our side. I believe that we have enormous helpers in the spiritual realm, that we get through this insanity sometime not too far off in the future, and we get an opportunity and we take it to repair this very broken United States of America. The true colors are being shown of what MAGA really is. They don't like us calling them Nazis, but they are Nazis. They have swastikas. We know because it came out in Politico that they have, some of them have the American flag with the swastika in the center of it. So let's just think about all the things that we could never say, that they didn't let us say. We couldn't even say Charlie Kirk's name after he was tragically, horrifically assassinated. We couldn't even say his name. We couldn't mention, like we do with everybody's passing, we all think about what their lives were about. That's what we do. But we couldn't even be realistic and talk about what he stood for. But they're out there calling their people of their own country, they're calling terrorists. People that, here we are, we just happen to be, we were born in America, or we immigrated to America, we just happen to be American, and we happen to be in a democracy. Just because you appreciate and love your country, and you appreciate and love democracy, and you are willing to and able and do stand up for our democracy, love of country, normal, natural behavior, because we all want our countries to do well. We all want to feel proud of the country that we live in. Given all that ranting that I just did, listen to MAGA Mike and tell me that you think this guy feels secure. This is from Mary Trump.
I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America rally that'll happen Saturday. Let's see who shows up for that. I bet you see pro-Hamas supporters. I bet you see Antifa types. I bet you see the Marxists in full display, the people who don't want to stand and defend the foundational truths of this republic. And we do. And that's what we're here doing every single day. And we'll continue to come in every morning and tell the American people the plain and simple facts. Because the facts are going to win the day here. The American people are not stupid.
Well, honestly, I just have to play it again.
Here's House Speaker Mike Johnson kicking
Sorry.
it off.
I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America rally that'll happen Saturday. Let's see who shows up for that. I bet you see pro-Hamas supporters. I bet you see Antifa types. I bet you see the Marxists in full display, the people who don't want to stand and defend the foundational truths of this republic. And we do. And that's what we're here doing every single day. And we'll continue to come in every morning and tell the American people the plain and simple facts. Because the facts are going to win the day here. The American people are not stupid.
Well, some of them are.
We're for Hamas and we're terrorists. But they can say that. And that's their talking point now. Was that we're all terrorists. They fucking lost their fucking minds and fuck them. I want you to know that this rally that we're getting ready to embark upon has an energy about it that's really unique, that I've only felt certain times in my life around huge events. One I want to mention is Live Aid, many years ago, when I felt the unity. I felt the unity after the tragedy of 9/11. I even felt the unity after Princess Diana died in the car crash. And I felt the unity, all eyes on that funeral. I felt that then. So I'm sort of recounting these so you kind of know what I mean, right? Tragedies like Hurricane Katrina, you felt the collective energy. And what I feel about tomorrow is exciting. October 18th, it's exciting. It's really something worth celebrating. We're coming together as a freaking united nation, saying, fuck all of you fascists. I apologize for the profanity, but I mean, some moments call for it. Go back to Russia, where you probably want to live anyway, because Dumpy was on the phone with Pooty yesterday, and they're talking about, let's have a dictator congregation reunion with Viktor Orban in Hungary. Oh, let's celebrate how wonderful we are. I'm surprised they didn't invite Kim Jong fucking They are floundering. They are idiots. And they're done. And now we're going to read some cards. And that was a long tirade, but there's a lot built up. There's really probably nobody that you can talk to nowadays that disagrees with you that we have to save our democracy. We're enemies of the United States of America. They can't stop projecting. It's just like, and believe me, they're doing all this during a shutdown, right? And then he's threatening to shoot missiles off, to celebrate the Navy. Yeah, well, he also chose to have a military parade when he found out about the No Kings Protest 1. We're going to pull a few cards. I promise. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with me as I go to my new way of doing PNNs. Actually, it's an old way. We're going to pull 3 cards about MAGA Mike. And I need to use the real nefarious cards here. I hope you're having a good Friday night. It feels like Saturday to me. It does. Does anyone else feel like time is flying by, like the days just go by so quickly? It only feels like Saturday because I added an extra day to my Salem schedule. Starting on Friday rather than Saturday. 3 cards about MAGA Mike. This card just flipped itself over. The Queen of Cups. This is representing the American people. That the divine feminine is rising up. We are overflowing with emotion. I'm reading about MAGA Mike, but this is what he's facing. The Ace of Swords is the sword of truth, and the Ace of Pentacles, yeah. What I'm seeing for MAGA Mike is he's no match for this shit. He's not going to win his argument. That the freaking American people are terrorists and they've robbed us of everything, and Dumpy's attempting to send $40 billion to the nation of Argentina to bail out his dictator friend. Malay. Who looks like a kickback from the 1970s. I don't know. Yeah, the chainsaw guy. You know, that guy. Anyway, so as far as MAGA Mike goes, he's no match for what's coming in America. I know that Dumpy was talking to Pooty about what to do. It's my psychic knowing. What to do about these protests. So we're actually going to read on that next. What did Pooty tell Dumpy to do about these protests? Remember last night when I was doing a video, I was recording, I said, I keep hearing this sound. You can hear it in the vid. There's a life-size chef with a pig's head across the street. I'm just wondering what he's saying. With a big knife. Interesting. I'll go out there and listen. What the heck? Jack the Skeleton doesn't say anything. I might have to fix that. What did Pooty and Dumpy talk about? Oh, the fact that they stole the election from Kamala, for one thing. And that they have to continue to gaslight the American people. But what did he tell them to do about the protests? I really think Putin is losing his mojo, just so you know. I mean, I think it's obvious how badly he's losing the war to Ukraine, and he's just like the Terminator, and he just keeps pummeling away at Ukraine, but Ukraine is gaining ground and winning. It's remarkable. Let's keep helping them. But as far as Pooty and Dumpy, the Queen of Swords, they actually did talk about something about, okay, well, this makes sense. They talked about something to do with the election. Yeah, it makes sense actually now that I'm thinking about it, because I feel like Kamala came up in the conversation. So they must have discussed a little bit of what the government, you know, the government that's not the Trump administration, other people, what other people know about the Kremlin hacking the election. So even though the question is, what did they talk about regarding the protests? There was some. They also talked about the evidence coming out that they rigged the election and how to gaslight about that. Very interesting. And the page of okay, because this explains that the people are going to find out, and that I'm not sure what Pooty told Dumpy to do about these protests. Let's ask if he told him. Did Pooty recommend to Dumpy that he do those missile shooting missiles over the highway in LA during the protests, the rallies, the peaceful protest? Was that Pootie's idea? That's my question. Was that Pootie's idea? Yeah, isn't that weird? Where did he come up with that one? Hang on. So on June 1st, 2020, which this really mirrors that time because tuning in psychically, these are my psychic facts. I mentioned many times before that I feel like Dumpy was in the bunker of the White House, freaked out by all these protesters during the Black Lives Matter protests, and Putin told him things like, go, shoot rubber bullets at them and tear gas them, and that was a really weird thing. We're at war with Russia. Let's just, can we just call it what it is? So this time, I'm assuming that Putin must have told him to do something. So was it that, it was a military move in California. Let's ask the pendulum. Did Putin tell him to do something more than the military move? I have it not really. That's what he told him. I don't think that Putin has that much respect for Dumpy. He never did. It's crazy. Anyway, I did copy something, but I might have to wait before I show it to you because I don't think it transferred. Let me see. Oh, it did. I'm going to read this to you. This is Donald J. Trump with his stupid face painted like the American flag. We get used to these things. We shouldn't. That's just really bizarre. I have just concluded my telephone conversation with President Vladimir Putin of Russia, and it was a very productive one. He's having a very productive conversation with a war criminal who's responsible for ruthlessly killing millions of innocent people and kidnapping their children. Oh, a productive one. President Putin congratulated me and the United States on the great accomplishment of peace in the Middle East. No, he didn't. He didn't achieve peace in the Middle East. Something that he has said has been dreamed of for centuries. I actually believe that the success in the Middle East will help in our negotiation and attaining an end to the war with Russia and Ukraine. President Putin thanked the First Lady Melania for her involvement with children. He was very appreciative and said that this will continue. For helping the Ukrainian children, Putin is an enemy of Ukraine, and he committed the crime. He ordered for the children to be kidnapped. Yes, you are living in an alternative reality. Yes, we are in the freaking Twilight Zone. We are. It's good to know where you are. Get orientated to where we are. That's a freaking Twilight Zone. So what I see is that Putin told him to direct the military to shoot missiles. So let's see if that actually is going to happen. Not to shoot missiles to hit people, just to shoot missiles to be intimidating. Is that going to happen tomorrow? Are missiles going to be shot? I have a yes. Remember, this is the loser, Dumpy, who couldn't handle the Epstein victims speaking at a press conference, so he had to issue a flyover of the military. Is our military planning to put a stop to the regime, to the reign of... Yeah, I have a yes. By the way, it's not lost on me that we've seen Jack Smith lately. And I have never for one instant ever believed that Jack Smith decided, I'm just going to go put this behind me and go train for triathlons again. No. It ain't over. So let's read on that. Let's read on Jack Smith. The re-emergence of Jack Smith, who was just in a really grounded, down-to-earth, normal conversation with Andrew Weissman. The American people do want to know what's going on. We do. And I think, I think this was orchestrated. I think it was timed and planned well. There seems to be an ulterior motive to Jack Smith coming out and doing that interview. Like, to kind of inch us into a time of really seeing, bit by bit, what's going on. Okay, so Jack Smith is very aware of how much this regime is attempting to gaslight us. So now Dumpy's going after Bolton. I talked about that yesterday, for taking classified documents. The rules are for thee and not for me. It's just how they operate. So Jack Smith, this is about the gaslighting that's going on, the psyop that's going on from the Kremlin and has been for a long time, and the Six of Cups. This is about all the evidence against him for January 6th. And the Page of Cups once again. It's the people. We are having people in positions of leadership. I know Jack Smith, you don't consider him that right now. He's no longer special counsel. But he works for the ICC. Let's read on that. The Page of Cups. This is about doing what's good for we the people and doing what's right by the military. There's so much news. Oh my gosh. Okay, so on that note, let's ask this. Because I've been feeling this going on in the background. Is the International Crime Committee, I don't know if that's the actual name of it, the ICC. I think it is. Anyway, they deal with international crimes. It's an International Crime Committee. It's a world court. I'm going to ask a simple question. Is Jack Smith planning to hold Dumpy accountable for crimes against humanity? Yes. Will he actually indict Trump? I have a yes. He told a really sad story about how and this might be his motivation too, Jack Smith, for speaking out. He was talking about people from the FBI, investigators that have been there for years and years and years, and they fired a veteran of the intelligence agency, had been there for decades, who had just lost his wife of several decades to cancer, just had the funeral, and Kash Patel was wanting him fired. Just doing his job, right? Went through a really unspeakably tragic situation, losing his wife. And a few people said to Kash Patel, maybe don't fire him, or just wait, or Kash Patel was not having it. He had him fired. This is Putin-esque in its level of cruelty. This is Nazi type. That's the mentality. Let's hurt him more. Let's hurt them more. And I don't want to depress anybody. I want you to know that I'm not worried. We are going to win this. We're already winning it. And that's why they're getting so extra heinous. But I just want to say that it was a little while ago when I said that, and you may have heard this, that one of the things This was a White House official. One of the things that was said by a White House official, this was in Politico also, but I don't know the name of the person. It wasn't listed. We're going to extract maximum pain. So that story I just told you that Jack Smith told about that intelligence person who had been high up for many years and he just lost his wife to cancer, just returned from the funeral. Kash Patel had no mercy at all. He's an evil, evil man. They were all very evil. This is the sentiment. This is the sentiment of the White House, of the fascist regime. We're going to extract maximum pain. So that was a different time that was said, not long ago. But just remember, that's what they're doing. But they're calling us terrorists. They're calling the American people the terrorists. It so has the Kremlin's fingerprints all over it. Undeniably. Let's do this. Let's just read about Dumpy's fate. Just why not, right? Okay, Dumpy's fate. They're so weak. Dumpy's fate. The Four of Wands, the Five of Wands. He's going through a very challenging time. The Two of Swords. He's between a rock and a hard place. He has been for some time right now. Nothing he's doing is really working. And I don't care what anybody says. I know that we know he's grifted and received billions and billions of dollars and all that. The ballroom is keeping him happy for the time being. Next time we'll read on the ballroom. But all those billions, a long time ago someone asked me about Bitcoin and crypto and all that. And I never felt like it was real. So I feel like it's a smoke and mirrors show. And I'm going to pull a few more cards, but the Four of Wands is he's just staying in his safe little corners, you know, safe little place. And the Five of Wands, yeah, this rally, this massive protest, and it's not just America. People around the world are joining us in this No Kings protest. Is going to be very challenging for him. So he's going to stay in his maybe in his bunker. Because I get the Four of Wands like the four corners of a room. And the Five of Wands because it's very, very challenging. And he's going to be stuck. Dumpy's going to be in a place of like, I don't know, no matter where I turn, I'm not getting anywhere. He's not gaining any ground. He's losing ground quickly. So let's just do this now. And I will do my best. I want to use a Witch's Tarot. I'm going to use the Halloween deck. This other one. I want you to know that tomorrow is a really important day. And like I was saying earlier, it has really big emotional energy attached to it. And I want us all to think about in the energetic realm, in the energy dimension. Well, we're in the energy dimension because everything's energy. As many people as can, being strong emotionally, really steady and strong emotionally and fearless is going to have a Teflon effect against the evil. So the more you can get yourself into a happy, joyous, peaceful place emotionally, that is big effing power. That's really, really big power. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about us tomorrow. Don't cave into the fear. Do the Thursday night meditation. We did it last night. There's a really good little process. go to the video under the Thursday Night Lives. If you want to just skip the discussion part, just go to the 15-minute mark. Do that meditation. There's a really good way, a really good technique, thank you guides, to release the fear. We've got to release our fear. We have to be courageous. Think about the Ukrainians. I remember early on in that war, there were women that were just moms that put on their fatigues and put on the weapons and went out and fought in the front lines. If they can do that, we can do this. So 3 cards to guide us through tomorrow. And this is our safe place, contained as one unity. And I have the Justice card and the 10 of Pentacles. I want you all to think about this. It's going to be awesome. If you're afraid, it's because they got to you. It's because the fascists got to you. So release the fear and get out there. Release the fear and get out there. I'll sing you my little ditty that I wrote a while ago. We are Americans, we love democracy, we participate in all our governing. We are taking back control of all the rights they stole, 'cause love is stronger than the hateful GOP. Back when I wrote that, it was the GOP, but I'm trying to think about a rhyme. Love is stronger than the MAGA bigotry or something like that. Anyway, I sang that for you in case you want to sing it at the rallies. And I'll put my songs too in the description. I'll put the links to We Won't Be Backing Down and We've Got to Come Together in case you want to take them to the rallies and play them on speakers. That's what I'm going to do. Love you lots. Please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the hype button if you can see it under the video. I'm not sure if it gets displayed every time. Book a reading, psychic@dion.com. Go to empowermentunlimited.net and buy your tickets for our Halloween party Tuesday night on the new moon in Libra. And that's all I can think of right now, except remember that on Sundays, the other live stream that I'm doing besides Thursday nights is Church of Spirituality, which if you're not watching it, you're missing out. You're missing some good stuff. So I hope you check out Church of Spirituality. We'll see you soon. Thumbs up, subscribe, become a member, and namaste.